Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! This video contains big spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched One Piece's Onigashima War Arc. If you haven't watched it to completion, make sure to do so, and only then come back here and watch this video analysis. With that said, let's get started. In the world of storytelling, narratives of conflict and rebellion against oppression stand as testaments to the human spirit's resilience and the universal quest for freedom. The Onigashima War Arc from Eiichiro Oda's acclaimed manga series One Piece and the historic American Revolution, although separated by genre, medium, and centuries, weave tales of defiance, unity, and the indomitable will to break the chains of tyranny. This video embarks on a detailed comparative journey between these two monumental conflicts, exploring their origins, pivotal moments, iconic leaders, and the lasting legacies they have carved into the annals of fiction and history.
さませ！お前らただの奴隷だ！俺たちはカイドウに勝ちに来たんだ！それを味方に邪魔される筋合いはねえ！俺たちにつくかカイドウにつくか！
Part 1. It all starts with rebellion. The genesis of any significant uprising can often be traced back to a complex interplay of injustice, suppression, and the unquenchable human desire for freedom and dignity. Both the Onigashima War, from Eiichiro Oda's One Piece, and the historic American Revolution germinated from these fertile grounds of discontent, sowing the seeds for monumental conflicts that would redefine their respective worlds. In the tumultuous land of Wano, the seeds of rebellion were watered by the tears of its oppressed people. Under Kaido's draconian rule, abetted by the deceitful Shogun Orochi, Wano transformed from a flourishing nation, proud of its culture and traditions, into a shadow of its former self. The imposition of heavy taxes, the monopolization of resources by the ruling elite, and the enforcement of cruel laws that stifled any whisper of dissent created an atmosphere ripe for rebellion. The people of Wano, once buoyant with pride for their land, found themselves crushed under the weight of tyranny, their spirits dampened but not broken. This slow-burning ember of resistance was further fueled by the external influence of pirates like Luffy, who, though outsiders, became catalysts for change by inspiring and rallying the people towards the cause of liberation. Parallel to the fictional tale of Wano, the American colonies simmered with discontent under British rule. The imposition of taxes without representation, such as the infamous Stamp Act and Tea Act, was not just an economic burden but a blatant affront to the autonomy and rights of the colonists. These acts, coupled with the Quartering Act, which forced colonists to house British soldiers, and the Intolerable Acts, designed to punish Massachusetts for the Boston Tea Party, served as stark reminders of their subjugation. The colonies, each with its own identity and governance, began to see their struggles as interconnected, forging a united front against a common oppressor. The intellectual and philosophical teachings of the Enlightenment, which championed individual rights and liberties, further stoked the flames of revolution, providing a moral and ideological framework for rebellion. In both Wano and the American colonies, the call to arms was not merely a reaction to economic hardship or political subjugation, but a profound outcry against the erosion of dignity, culture, and freedom. The cascading effects of injustice, from the personal to the societal level, underscored the inevitability of rebellion. In Wano, the erasure of cultural heritage and the exploitation of the land resonated with the people's loss of identity and autonomy, mirroring the colonial resentment towards British attempts to reshape their societal norms and governance structures. Part 2. Clash of Titans. The heart of any rebellion lies not just in the righteousness of its cause, but in the pivotal conflicts that test its participants. The Onigashima War and the American Revolution were theaters of such critical engagements, where strategy, courage, and sometimes the sheer will to persevere against the odds shaped the course of history and fiction alike. The raid on Onigashima was not merely a frontal assault against overwhelming odds. It was a carefully orchestrated symphony of strategy, stealth, and the unbreakable will of those who fought for Wano's freedom. The alliance, comprising the Straw Hat Pirates, the Samurai of Wano, the Mink Tribe, and other formidable factions, exemplified the power of unity. Each group brought its unique strengths to the battlefield, creating a dynamic and multifaceted combat strategy that kept the formidable forces of Kaido and Orochi off balance. One of the most striking aspects of the Onigashima War was the use of deception and surprise, reminiscent of historic guerrilla warfare tactics. The rebels' ability to infiltrate the heavily fortified island, leveraging the cover of night and the island's own festivities, echoes the cunning strategies employed by revolutionaries who have often had to rely on their wits in the absence of overwhelming force. This approach underlines the theme that in the face of tyranny, the oppressed often find innovative ways to level the playing field. In a similar vein, the American Revolution was marked by battles that showcased the strategic acumen of the revolutionaries and their allies. The Battle of Saratoga stands out as a pivotal moment, not just for its immediate tactical success, but for its strategic implications, convincing France to enter the war on the side of the colonies. This external support was crucial, providing not just military aid, but also a psychological boost to the revolutionary cause. The Siege of Yorktown further exemplifies the culmination of strategic planning, international alliances, and the effective use of intelligence and siege tactics. The coordination between the Continental Army and the French forces, the encirclement of British troops, and the subsequent blockade signified a turning point, underscoring the importance of alliances and combined arms operations in achieving victory. Both conflicts highlight the critical role of leadership and ingenuity in warfare. Leaders like Luffy and George Washington not only inspired their forces with their vision and courage, but also demonstrated adaptability and strategic thinking. Their leadership was instrumental in navigating the complexities of war, turning potential defeats into opportunities, and ensuring that their forces remained focused on the overarching goal of freedom and justice.
頼む麦わら、カイドウを討ち取ってくれ。カイドウさえいなくなれば。20年の拙者たちの戦いは、カイドウがいなくならねば、カイドウがいなくならねば終わらねえんだ。
Part 3. Luffy and Washington, Beacons of Hope. Monkey D. Luffy, with his unwavering conviction and infectious charisma, rallies the oppressed and unites a fractured land under the banner of freedom, mirroring the historical role played by figures like George Washington. Washington's leadership, characterized by strategic foresight and an unshakable moral compass, galvanized a nation in its darkest hours, akin to Luffy's role in galvanizing the alliance against Kaido's tyranny. The Straw Hat Pirates, with their different backgrounds, skills, and unyielding loyalty to their captain and their cause, reflect the mosaic of the Continental Army and its allies. Each member's unique contributions and personal journeys underscore the theme that unity can overcome the greatest of adversities, a sentiment echoed in the ranks of the revolutionaries who fought for America's independence.
和の国上空、鬼ヶ島ドクロドーム屋上の戦い。間違いないぜよ。おりじゃー。やったー。
Part 4. The Dawn After the Storm. The anticipated aftermath of the Onigashima War promises a new era for Wano, envisioning a future where the nation can heal, thrive, and take its place in the global tapestry, much like the birth of the United States. The American Revolution's conclusion saw the emergence of a nation founded on ideals of liberty, setting a precedent for the nascent world order. The Onigashima War and the American Revolution, beyond their immediate outcomes, leave behind a legacy of inspiration. They serve as reminders that the fight for freedom, against all odds, is a noble and just cause, echoing through the ages and inspiring countless other struggles across the globe. Ultimately, many parallels can be found, probably even more than mentioned in this video. In delving deep into the Onigashima War and the American Revolution, we uncover not just the similarities in their narratives of conflict, but also the universal themes they champion. These stories, one a vibrant tapestry of fiction, and the other a cornerstone of history, celebrate the human spirit's unyielding quest for freedom, justice, and the right to determine one's destiny. Through this video, I hope you gained a deeper appreciation for the art of storytelling and the indelible marks such narratives leave on the collective consciousness, transcending the boundaries of time, culture, and medium. This was Wowfi, and I hope you had a good time. If you did, I'd like to ask you to subscribe and leave a like. It really goes a long way. And until our paths cross again, have a good one.